Hello. This is Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law, the Elder Law guy with the Elder Law Report today. And our topic today, coming to you from our conference room, Taylor, show on the outside. It's such a beautiful day. It's like, ah, look at that. It's just beauty today. I mean, it's beautiful. I love having windows and sun. So we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. This is the elephant in the room, Taylor. Okay? That's our elephant in the room. And I used to have a bunch of elephants in my old office. So we just pulled one out. Okay?
You know elephants actually mean good luck?
Elephants do mean good luck. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. So, but in this sense, I don't think that the elephant in the room means good luck. The elephant in the room is something I've been doing some research about, been talking about, been thinking about, and been writing about. Wrote a newspaper article this week on the elephant in the room, which is, and a blog piece this week, which is about how to talk to your parents about estate planning. I talk to people all the time about estate planning. I talk to children all the time about estate planning. I talk to the parents and seniors about estate planning also. Parents, grandparents. I talk to them about estate planning on a regular basis, on planning ahead to save their hard-earned money and property. You would be surprised how many people think that they have talked to their parents about estate planning, or their parents think they've gotten it straight with their children, and their children have no idea what their estate plan is. And there really hasn't been a good conversation about that. And that can be important. Taylor, thank you for filming today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Taylor Shelton's filming today. Taylor, why might it be important to talk to your parents about estate planning?
Because you never know what could happen.
When am I going to have a tragic accident?
You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. We don't know. Hopefully not for a long time, because I've got a wife and 6 children that I need to help take care of, okay? This elephant might come alive and attack me right now. I don't know, but no. But before we get into that, I'm pretty excited. Do you know what this is?
Hometown Heroes?
I think so, okay? We just got this in the mail today. Hometown Heroes, drum roll. First copy, hot off the presses of Hometown Heroes. I'm so excited that Hometown Heroes came in today. I worked on this book for a long time. Would you say, Taylor? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you count all the interviews, probably the last couple of years.
Probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then editing it and getting everything straight. And it just turned out so nice. And it has a lot of pictures, even newspaper articles about different veterans and their families. And a picture of my grandfather, Army vet, World War II Army vet, and machine gunner J.C. Horn on the front. And I have an interview that I did with him when I was 11, 12 years old on there. And then the last chapter is on veterans, with a bonus chapter on veterans aid and attendance pension benefits. I am extremely excited about this. Taylor, we're going to meet on Monday, maybe not Monday, you're not here Monday. Wednesday. We're going to meet on Wednesday, and we're going to brainstorm all the things we're going to do with this book. How can let's have a big party, let's have a book signing here at the office. Taylor, are we going to do it in the evening, after work one evening, or you want to do it on Saturday morning? Which one?
Saturday.
Saturday morning?
I think we'll have a big crowd.
Let's have a big crowd. Let's cook hamburgers and hot dogs. And I want every veteran that has an interview in this book, I want to give them and their families a copy. And also just sign some copies, sell some copies. And speaking of the elephant in the room, one way that I find is a good way to talk about estate planning, and here's why I say this, is I have people all the time who have read my book, Saving the Farm, okay? Which is about estate planning, different estate planning strategies, and other senior issues. A practical guide to the legal maze of aging in America. And they will have read the book, and they will come in, and it opens them up. I had someone tell me the other day that they needed to finish reading the book so they could know the questions they wanted to ask. It gives them context. It gives them knowledge. Knowledge is power. It starts their mind working on maybe what kind of estate planning they want to do. What does it mean by estate planning? What are their goals? What do they want to achieve? The book has worksheets in it that will walk people through checklists. There's our aid and attendance pension benefits checklist. There's all kind of checklists in there. The goal checklist: leave a legacy for your family, take care of my spouse when I'm gone, save my home, save my other properties, save my investments, save my retirement savings, leave my home or money for spouse or children, and more. So it just helps people organize their thoughts. Leave my home and money for grandchildren, send grandchildren to college, set milestones to distribute monies to grandchildren, or leave monies to my church and or favorite charity. So Saving the Farm, and I think Hometown Heroes also for veterans. This is a book that every veteran, spouse of a veteran, and spouse of a deceased veteran should have, because number one, it's entertaining. And there's a lot of good war stories in there from local veterans. Number two, it has a great chapter on veterans' aid and attendance pension benefits that explains how you qualify and explains the nuts and bolts of what the program is and is updated. I have a chapter in Saving the Farm for veterans benefits as well. The one in Hometown Heroes, is updated for this year, updated for new 2018 numbers, okay? Updated for new 2018 rules and numbers. So I can't wait to get this Hometown Heroes book out. But if you want to talk about dealing with the elephant in the room and getting that elephant out of the room, how about that? Then Hometown Heroes or Saving the Farm is an absolutely great way to get the conversation started with a loved one. And you can, the forms that I was showing you on the goal checklist, they can be found on our website, mcelderlaw.com, mcelderlaw.com/saving the farm, mcelderlaw.com/saving the farm. And there are PDFs just right there on the screen of all the forms that are in the book that you can download. You can always go to Amazon or Kindle or iTunes to get the ebook, enhanced ebook with interviews, or the print book, okay? There's also an audiobook available on Audible and iTunes if you want to listen to the audiobook. Audiobook's awesome. Hometown Heroes, you can also get on Amazon. Ebook, you can get on iTunes and Kindle. And we will work on getting an audio version up as well. So those are two great conversation starters. And that's what we're talking about, is starting the conversation. And that is something that when I wrote Saving the Farm, I didn't realize that was going to be a benefit, is that it was just going to be a great conversation starter. You might want to give that to a loved one for their birthday, Christmas, or just because, hey, Mom, Dad, I know we hadn't talked about this, but I'm going to leave this on your coffee table or on your bed, on your bedside. Read it. Or maybe Mom or Dad want to leave that with the kids to get them thinking about it too. I don't know. But or Mom and Dad can buy it and read it for themselves. But it always helps if they... Taylor, have you experienced any of our clients who come in and read the book?
Tons.
And do you think it helps them? And how?
I think it gets their minds going, and it brings up questions they didn't think to ask about what certain things are, like ladybird deeds, or
sure, they start thinking about different tools to use in planning and how they might work, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I love dealing with an educated client that comes in and already kind of knows what they want. Sometimes that I might have to steer them in a different direction because of my experience. But that's good. It gets the conversation started.
I think it gives them more confidence.
I agree. The knowledge is power. It gives them more confidence to really have some foundation to know what they're talking about and what they're doing. I agree. It gives them confidence. So maybe that's a good point. You're pretty smart. Perhaps one of the reasons people have a hard time talking about estate planning and money is because they don't have confidence talking about it. That's a really good point. So I guess we fear what we don't understand sometimes, and we don't have confidence on that. So I keep hearing somebody knocking.
Nobody's knocking.
All right. So it's just in my head. But when I don't really know about something, I guess I do have some apprehension and a little fear. So that helps quell that fear and that apprehension. So this may not look like much, but that's an article I wrote. It's 350 words, which is what the newspaper wants. Exactly 350 words. That's what it is. So it was longer, but I had to. It's hard to write something meaningful in 350 words.
Yep.
But look for that article, The Elephant in the Room, coming out, and that blog post coming out. If you want to read my articles and our blog post, go to mcelderlaw.com and sign up for our e-newsletter. You'll get articles like The Elephant in the Room and other articles that we write and videos that we post will come right to your email inbox. And you will be knowledgeable on estate planning. So there's a variety of reasons why parents and children or families might not talk about estate planning and assets and money. My family's been really closed about money and assets, and I think it's just a culture. It's taboo. Mm-hmm. There's something taboo about it, and I'm not sure why. You don't want the kids to know how much money you have, or how much money you don't have, or you don't want them to fight over it, or, there's a lot of reasons why mom might not want Jimmy and Susie, the kids, to see the will. Maybe Susie's getting a bigger share than Jimmy, and she doesn't want them to be mad. There's just a lot of reasons, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a civilized discussion about things. I often think that a holiday is a good time when the family's together to get things started. When they're around, maybe after dinner, eat dinner in peace before you broach that subject. And the reason why it's important also, and the elephant in the room, and in what ignoring that elephant can do and problems it can cause. And I list this and I talk about this in depth in the article. 70% of seniors are going to need some type of long-term care during their life. So a long-term care spending down all the assets and ultimately costing the home. That is a huge elephant in the room. That is on its own a reason to talk to your family about estate planning, to start thinking about estate planning, to read Saving the Farm and start getting educated on some ways that you can engage in asset protection. Passing away without a will and having the state pass the property other than the way you might have intended. So the state has statutes, we'll call it the state's will. The state already has written a will for you. And if you're a husband and wife, one of you passes and you have kids, you might think that even if you don't have a will, it's going to go all to your husband or all to your wife. But that's not necessarily true. In fact, you could end up in a situation where you own your property with your children. And that's not maybe what you've intended. You might want your spouse to get everything, your husband, your wife, and then when the last one of you pass away, then it goes to the children a certain way, in a certain share. But that's not how the state's will has programmed it to happen. 3, failing to take advantage of benefits such as veterans, aid and attendance pension benefits, of which the veteran, spouse of a veteran, or spouse of a deceased veteran may be unaware. And that's what Hometown Heroes, the last chapter, we didn't put the chapter up front. The chapter on veterans benefits is behind all the good stuff, behind all those good stories. And veterans aid and attendance pension benefits, maximum benefit of about $34,000 per year with 2 married veterans. But it could be available to a veteran that's married to a non-married veteran, spouse of a veteran, or spouse of a deceased veteran. And I have met with clients before. One that comes to mind in particular. She had been caring for her husband for years. Had left about $200,000 or more in veterans pension benefits on the table, untouched for 20 years. We started the benefit for them. They've been receiving it for a long time now. But they could have gotten it 20 years earlier. I mean, how huge of a game changer would that have been to her life to maybe paying for some other caregivers to give her some time off too, and quality of life. So, how to broach the subject? You could just dive right in. I have a pretty funny video, if I don't say so myself, of me at my parents' house on this past Thanksgiving, wasn't it? Was it Thanksgiving or Christmas? It was Thanksgiving. And, I'm asking my dad, what he's going to do, if he's going to give me the house. Mm-hmm. What he was going to do. I was being a little bit of a jerk, right? And but all in good fun. And it ended up with my mom and dad and I sitting down at the table and having a really good discussion. We should repost that.
We should.
Can we repost
we
that?
We can. I will.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to repost that soon on our social media, and so you guys can revisit that. And we'll try to post it. Can we post it in the comments section too?
Yes, I will.
Just post a link to the YouTube video.
I will.
Okay. Because that's a really, really good commentary, a good conversation. If you want to see a family that is somewhat reluctant sometimes to talk about estate planning, that's me, my mom and dad sitting down and seriously talking about estate planning and some of the reasons why people might be reluctant to talk about estate planning with their family, parents, and children. So it's not the first time that I've thought about this subject, and I've been working on those thoughts for a long time. And this is what I do for a living. So it's a lot of what I think about. How about that? So you can dive right in, but sometimes that might turn people off. I think that persistence is important too. That clear communication is important. That you really, really get clear on how the family is going to handle a long-term care crisis, on how you're going to protect the money and assets, and how you're going to protect the house and any other real property. I'm Greg McIntyre. I'm an elder law attorney. I'm the elder law guy, okay, at McIntyre Elder Law. And I would be glad to consult, I can't even say consult with a family. And if they need some help or have some questions about estate planning or elder law and how to protect money and property. That's what I do for a living. We will be glad to provide you with a copy of Saving the Farm or Hometown Heroes, okay? Saving the Farm or Hometown Heroes to help you break the ice, okay? To help you break the ice with your loved one. That might be a great way. I just like to think persistence is the way to get this done. I found a really cool article also that's worth checking out. It's called How to Talk to Your Parents About Their Estate Without Seeming Like a Greedy Jerk, which is kind of the part I was playing in that video with my parents. And it's on marketwatch.com. And they have some really, really good statistical data in there about long-term care plans, about even when families talk, misunderstandings happen. That's why I think there should be clarity. We need to achieve clarity. For example, while 69% of parents say they discuss their will and estate plans with their children, 52% of parents say that's not the case, according to the survey. So, while the parents see it one way, the children see it the other way. So there's not real clarity there. There hasn't been a meeting of the minds. There hasn't been true understanding on what their estate planning is. Pretty good article on MarketWatch. I'd love, Taylor, if you'd post that MarketWatch article too.
Okay, I sure will.
It has the web address at the bottom, but if you just Google the name, it'll pop up. It's a very good article. Thank you very much for watching. We come to you every Friday at 10 a.m. on Facebook with the Elder Law Report, and also on Buzzsprout, Stitcher, and iTunes on our podcast. Thank you so much. I know there are a lot of people out there watching the Facebook videos, and there's a lot of people out there listening to the podcast. Just last week, we hit 40,000 plus listens on the podcast, and I'd love to put that to 100,000 before the end of the year. So thank you so much for listening. We will keep coming up with great and educational, hopefully interesting content on estate planning and elder law and other issues that are relevant to seniors. Taylor, next week, are we doing senior real estate?
No, we're actually going to go see the VFW with Gene Ramsey.
We are going to VFW with Gene Ramsey to talk about veterans benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take Gene, who's featured in this book, a copy of Hometown Heroes next week too.
We sure will.
Okay? That'll be great. And then I know we have a real estate episode coming up. Is that right?
We do.
We're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about what it means to be a certified real estate agent for seniors. So everybody out there have a good weekend, be safe, and enjoy the summer.